Here's two examples of the same intro. See if you can guess what's being changed here. So the only thing that changed in those examples was the bass track. The one aspect almost everyone overlooks when talking about guitar tone is how much of this is really being influenced by the bass. When you think about your favourite guitar tones, you're likely talking about them in the wider context of a full mix, and not its isolated sound. So by that nature, you're really talking about the rhythm section as a whole. Taking into account the sound of the bass is as important, if not more so, when dialing in a great sound for yourself. If you're a guitarist, I'd recommend you familiarise yourself with the distinctly different sounds many basses will have. In my opinion, these make a much greater difference in a mix than say playing through a bridge humbucker on a few different guitar models, which really isn't very noticeable in isolation, let alone a full recording. Besides the tonal difference between, say, a Stingray and a P-bass, another major factor is how you affect the tone of the bass in a mix. For example, you could have a relatively lightly distorted guitar tone, but then layer it with a heavily distorted bass sound to almost trick the listener into perceiving the combined tone as much more aggressive than the sum of its parts. This is a trick a lot of producers use because it gives you the best of both worlds. You get the clarity from keeping the guitars relatively clean, while the distorted bass helps increase its perceptibility in the mix, something that is especially important for listeners using earbuds or small speaker systems. So if I take this mix as an example, these are the sounds of my rhythm guitars, which consist of just two tracks, hard pan left and right. For the bass, I'm simply using the unprocessed DI track and running it through some pretty extreme saturation. I'll A/B this for you and try to focus on not only how the bass sound changes, but also how it affects your perception of the guitar tone, which again is not being altered in any way. And there's one more crucial step to getting a great guitar tone, which you can find out about in this video.